Hello, welcome along to the Nigerian Premier Football League Championship Playoff Preview Show here on Express Sports. Here we'll give you an insight of the 3 games that will be played today. I will tell you what to expect from those games. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at Express Sports TV and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Express Sports TV. My name is Odigie Walter, and joining me today is Nigerian football pundit Mike. All right, Mike, before we go into the preview show properly, let's tell the viewers what happened in match day 1. Of course, Enyimba took on Remo Stars in the first game, and there was a 94th minute equalizer, a stunning free kick from Junior Nduka to give Remo Stars a 2-2 draw in that encounter. And in the second game, Rivers United defeated Sunshine Stars 1-0. It was a 64th minute penalty from Duru. And in the last game, of course, it was a goalless draw between Bendel Insurance of Benin and Lobi Stars of Makurdi. How does the table look like after the first round of fixtures? It is Rivers United, the defending champions of Nigerian football, who are top of the table with 3 points, and Sunshine Stars have no point and are last on the log. Now to the preview show proper. We have 3 games lined up for us today. 3 exciting encounters. First, Lobi versus Enyimba. Then we have Rivers United taking on Remo Stars, and the last game for today, of course, Bendel Insurance taking on Sunshine Stars. So we'll start our preview with Lobi Stars versus Enyimba. We're talking about the most decorated team in Nigeria football history, Enyimba of Aba. They've won 8 titles, the last coming in 2019, and they'll be taking on the Lobi side, who have won just 1 title, and that title came in 1999. If you check out the form table here, you can see that Lobi Stars have 3 defeats, 2 draws, and just 1 victory in their last 6 encounter, while Enyimba, on the other hand, is 3 wins and 3 draws for them. Mike, do you think this form will come into play in today's game?
Yeah, I think so. I'm actually very excited to see these games. Enyimba versus Lobi Stars is always promises to be a very exciting game. But on the long run, I look at the fact that these 2 teams were not in the same group in the regular season. Lobi Stars were in Group B, and Enyimba were in Group A. At the end of the day, Enyimba would look at their last game and felt they would have taken more than a point. 3 points could have been better, 3 points would have been okay for them. But now they face a Lobi Stars side. They also drew their last game, so it's a case of 2 sides that have drawn their games coming head to head. Both sides need a win badly at the Super 6. So we're expecting a very interesting game. Enyimba would also be banking on the fact that if team goes man, and that's speaking of Chikwemeka Obioma, is also in form. He has scored in this Super 6 already. He scored from the penalty spot. He wouldn't care even if it's from the penalty spot. But for Lobi Stars, Joseph Atsula is also there to help the Mohamed Babag and Ari-led side. So I think it's going to be a very, very exciting encounter. Yes, men might tilt it towards the 8-time champions of the land, that's Enyimba. But at the end of the day, Lobi Stars really know how to cause an upset. And the fact that Enyimba have not played, this is the first time they are playing against Lobi Stars this season. That is where it comes to play. Yeah, they do not know them enough, yes, as compared to Remo Stars, whereby they played them twice previously.
So they know what to expect.
Yeah, the Super 6. So I think I'm expecting a very good encounter.
Okay, if you check the last game, you just pointed at Enyimba. They drew 2-2 with Remo Stars. Yeah. Does that, and they are one of the favorites of this tournament, does that give them added pressure to win this game? Is it a must-win game for Enyimba?
Absolutely, a must-win game. Like you said, in 2019 they won the league. They won the league via the championship playoff. The games were played at the Agege Township Stadium. Okay. And when Enyimba comes into this turf here at the Unicon, at the Mobile Johnson Arena in Unicon, they walk in. Their boss comes into this stadium with one thing in mind. The last time we were in Lagos, we were champions. So I think it comes with added pressure to win, because you just do your last game. If you want to be champions, you have to win games.
Sure, definitely.
And now the Super 6, it's a very tight corner. You have just 5 games to play. You played 1, you're left with 4. Yeah. So you have to get the wins. If you get another draw, it begins to look unlikely as being champions. So I think, yes, they've got added pressure. Yeah. Okay, let's check the head-to-head stats. In their last 4 meetings between these 2 sides, Enyimba and Lobi Stars, Enyimba have come out top in the head-to-head. They've won 2 games. Lobi have won 1, and they've been 1 draw. Mike, what is important to note is that in these fixtures, whoever is at home, the home team finds a way to get a result or to get the 3 points in this encounter. It's going to be played at the Onikan Stadium. It's a neutral ground. Do you think it's a level playing field as it's a neutral ground? Absolutely. Yes, I do agree that it's going to be a level playing ground for all of the teams. The IMC intentionally decide to play the Super 6 Championship playoff here because Lagos State do not have any Premier League team, any NPFL team.
It's a neutral ground.
Yeah, neutral ground. So it's a level playing ground, and the fact that it is not grass, because our maintenance culture is by grass pitch. It's not good enough. It's an hybrid pitch, and it allows the teams to play better football. So it's going to allow them. It's open. You have to get your wins. It's not like you're playing at home or you're playing away whereby you want to be pragmatic, you want to sit back, you don't want to play on the offensive. This one, if you don't come out to play, you get draws.
Yes.
If you get draws, you don't win the championship. If you come out to play, you get wins, and at the end, you're champion. So I think it's going to be a good, huge level.
Let's talk about the players to watch in this encounter. For Lobi Stars, is that man Umar Haba is in some fantastic form and is known for scoring screamers. But for Enyimba, who else than the league top goal scorer and in person of Chukwuemeka Obioma? He has been fantastic form this season. 14 goals in 14 games so far in the Nigerian league this season. This brings me back to you, Mike. We saw the Super Eagles manager here during the first match day, and he was taking some notes. Would you be surprised if the name of Chukwuemeka Obioma is not in that squad when they release the Super Eagles squad list?
Yeah, I would be surprised if his name is not included because before we go on to play against our opponent in Monrovia, I think by that time we'll be done with the Super 6, and Omeka Obioma scored 1 goal in the championship, 14 in the regular season. That takes him to 15. He might still even score more. And if he goes on to score more, it definitely deserves to be in the list. So that is why I would be surprised. However, I think per source, I understand that the coach, Jose Pesero, has already outlined the names of players. He can still change it, and that is why he's here at the championship. On the long run, we want to see products from the NPFL in the Super Eagles.
Sure, definitely, sure.
To also be with the big boys, so to say. So I think, he can still tweak his list, yes, and I'll be very, very happy with Chukwuemeka Obioma. In fact, I'll be happy if we can have like 5 players right in there with the Super Eagles team for the next international game. Okay,
that concludes the preview of the first game between Lobi Stars versus Enyimba by 2 p.m. today. Don't miss that game for anything. The second game we have today is Rivers United against Remo Stars. Two fantastic teams, two very good teams. Don't forget, Rivers United are the defending champion of the NPFL, and they started their title defense in brilliant fashion, winning 1-0 against Sunshine Stars. And Remo Stars, don't forget, they are a lovely young team. They've never won the Nigerian League, but they are a lovely young team led by Coach Daniel. Let's check the head-to-head, the form guide for those for that encounter. Rivers United, their form guide is win, draw, win, draw, win. That is 4 wins and 2 draws, and for Remo Stars is 3 wins and 3 draws. Mike, what kind of game are we expecting in this encounter?
An explosive game, no doubt about it. Just like the first game, the opener of the NPFL 2022-2023 Championship, Remo Stars and Enyimba provided us with 4 goals, and the controversies, the intrigues, and all of the excitement, even with the coach of Remo Stars doing the Swiss celebration at the end of it. So we're expecting a very good game today, too, no doubt about it. Rivers United coming to this one with a win, Remo Stars coming to this one with just a draw. So the side that needs a win most is Remo Stars, no doubt about it. But for Rivers United too, they will be thinking, if we get another win here, we are getting closer to defending our title. So I think it's going to be very, very close game, and an explosive one, a very interesting tactical game. And the first 45 could be the sides now trying to provide us with good football, just like we saw in the first match. The second half should be explosive. They should be they should be able to come out and play. And maybe in a way, we'll see goals. Yes, we will see goals.
Let's check the head-to-head of these two clubs. They've met previously 4 times, and Rivers United have won 3, and there's just 1 draw. Mike, there is no win for Remo in this encounter. What does that count for?
Well, for Remo Stars, the last time they faced Rivers United last season, they lost in Port Harcourt and they drew in Ikene. So I think that would come to play at the end of the day, just like how it happened between Enyimba and Remo Stars. Coming into this championship, Remo Stars were unbeaten against Enyimba in the regular season. So that played as a mental stress for Enyimba, and Remo Stars were able to play on that and get a late equalizer. For this one, I think Rivers United will be buoyant, they will be confident. For Remo Stars, they can take solace from the fact that, yes, we drew against the most successful team in the country, and now we're facing Rivers United, although we know they are the defending champions. But if we are yet to get a win over Rivers United, the best time to get a win over them should be now.
The players to watch in this encounter, of course, for Rivers United is Stanley Egume, and for Remo Stars is Enyimba and Rivers. Mike, tell us about these players.
First, Enyimba and Rivers, he was a former player of Rivers United. Now he's with Remo Stars. He's facing his former side. The good thing about this championship for Enyimba and Rivers is that the first game was against his former side, Enyimba. And I think that played in his head, and he didn't have a very good game. He was substituted very early in the second 45. Now he faced another former side. I hope he will be able to keep his head. He will be able to play. He is one of the reasons Remo Stars are in this championship, because in the first stanza of the NPFL, the Remo Stars defense was taking loads of goals. He came in, helped stabilize the defense with his experience. He has played over 16 seasons in the NPFL, so he comes into this championship with that experience and the mental strength to go through it. For Enyimba and Rivers, the last time he played in the championship like this was in 2019, and funny enough, that was the last time we had a championship like this. He lifted the trophy.
So are you saying he's going to win it again?
Possibly. Hopefully for Enyimba and Rivers as a person, he would be willing to lift the trophy again, because last time was in 2019. So yes, I expect him to have a good game, hopefully.
That game, Rivers United against Remo Stars, is by 4 p.m. today, and don't miss it for anything. A blockbuster encounter, so make sure you find a way to see the game. It's on television, and if you're in Lagos State, you can come to the Mobolaji Johnson Arena to see the game live for yourself. This leads us to our third and final preview of today. Is Bendel Insurance of Benin against Sunshine Stars. Bendel Insurance, of course, they are one of the founding members of the Nigerian Premier Football League, and they've won the title twice. First in 1973, and the last time they won this title is in 1979. They haven't won the title in 44 years, and they are looking to end that order in this championship. Sunshine Stars, on the other hand, have never won the Nigerian Premier Football League, and they will be looking to win it for the first time. They didn't start the tournament very well. They suffered a 1-0 defeat against Rivers United. Let's take a look at the form guide. What does the form tell us? Bendel Insurance, in their last 6 games, they are unbeaten this season. They haven't lost a game this season. But in their last 6 games, there have been 5 draws and just 1 victory. And for Sunshine Stars, it's 3 wins and 3 defeats in their last 6. Mike, Bendel Insurance, in their last 10 league games, there have been 9 draws and just only 1 victory. I had an interview with the manager last week, and I asked him this question: how do you intend on converting those many draws, they had just too many, into victories? Because in this Super 6 tournament, you need victories. You need victories to become champion. Draws might not be enough. So I will not say what he told me, because it's an exclusive interview which will be dropping this week. But how do you think a team that is unbeaten this season will have so many draws, and how can they convert those draws into victories in this tournament?
In fairness, I think Bendel Insurance should have at least lost the game, and that is not me wishing them bad, because my thinking is, if they had lost the game, they would have the feeling of losing. Now, they come into this competition with the mindset of, we must not lose our invisibility record, and it begins to play on the head of the coaches, the players. In a way, you are proud, you are buoyant about being unbeaten. At the end of the day, you don't want to lose games. So when you see that a game is not heading towards your party, you're not performing well, just want to sit back, just see out the game and get a draw. It doesn't happen that way. Like you said, you want to win a championship, you want to be crowned champions, you have to win games. In fact, you should be able to win the 5 games, get your 5 by 3 points, 15 points, and you are champions. Bendel Insurance have to be very, very careful. Now, they face Sunshine Stars, who have got no points. Now, this is a chance for Sunshine Stars to get a point, to get at least a point or possibly 3 points. It takes me to the fact that these 2 sides have not met in the NPFL this season. And Bendel Insurance are used to playing teams who know them quite very well. Yes, they did play Lobi Stars, who also were not in their group. They played out a draw. I think I'm looking at a draw again for this game.
Okay, a draw.
I don't think Bendel Insurance will win.
You was trying to say a draw for this game.
Yeah.
Let's take Sunshine Stars into consideration in this encounter. In their head-to-head, let's take the head-to-head for Bendel Insurance and Sunshine Stars. They've never beaten Bendel Insurance. It's just 2 games though. Bendel Insurance have won 1 and they've been 1 draw. And if you see Sunshine Stars last game, they lost to Rivers United 1-0. They came into this tournament with the worst points, or let me say the least points, 27 points among all the teams participating in this tournament. Do you feel they have enough to get a point today, or to even surprise Bendel Insurance in this game? Because clearly Insurance are the favourites for this game.
Of course, Insurance are the favourite in this game. Like you said, they are yet to defeat Bendel Insurance. Although, and I think that record goes way, way back because Bendel Insurance are just back in the league. Sunshine Stars, Edith Agoye would many have tipped them to finish bottom of this table at the end of the championship, but you cannot afford to finish bottom without getting a win. And I had an interview previously with Agoye, not entirely an interview, just one of those conversations, and mentioned the fact that he really wants to get one over Bendel Insurance. They met in the Federation Cup and it was really difficult. It ended on penalties at the end of the day for Bendel Insurance to win. Now Sunshine Stars knows what it takes now. For Sunshine Stars, they would feel, yes, the defending champions of the league were only able to score from the penalty spot. It shows we are doing something right. We only lost 1-0. So why not? We're facing Bendel Insurance. We should be able to get at least a pound of flesh, their own part of flesh. And if they come on a revenge mission, yeah, maybe they would win. But I think both sides will be conversative about this one. And it's a night fixture. Bendel Insurance are used to night games. Sunshine Stars, I'm not sure. There are no floodlights in Akura, I'm sorry. So when you put that in consideration, yeah, maybe it tilts towards Bendel Insurance a little bit, maybe. But like I said earlier, I think we might just be seeing a coolest draw.
The players to watch out for in this encounter, of course, for Bendel is that man, Imade Osarenko, and for Sunshine Stars is Ibrahim Yusuf. I want to ask you a good question. Imade Osarenko, he just came from the Division 2, from the National League, and he has taken the Nigerian Premier League by storm. 8 goals in his 14 fixtures so far. What do you have to say about translating from the second division to the Premier League?
Playing in the NNL and playing in the NPFL is quite a different thing entirely. But for Imade Osarenko, I think he has taken that in good faith and he has been able to provide good performance week in and out. If he's not scoring, he's disturbing defenders and all of that. Yes, he had a good game in a way, or maybe a above average game against Lobi Stars, although he didn't score. But when you look at that and look at his form, I think he should be able to help Bendel Insurance. This is the crunch time. If you do it in the regular season, you are mostly needed in the championship playoff. And why not? If Bendel Insurance are to win a double, yes, there's still a chance to win a double. If they are to win a double, Imade must start scoring, and it begins from tonight.
Okay, that leads us to the end of the preview show of the Match Day 2 Nigeria Premier Football League Championship playoff. So we just take Mike's prediction for this Match Day 2 fixtures. Lobi Stars versus Enyimba. What are your predictions?
My thoughts are that Enyimba should be able to take all 3 points, although it's going to be very, very difficult against the Lobi Stars side, who also knows how to play some pragmatic football. I don't want to say Aram football, but some pragmatic football right there. By slim margin, Enyimba should be able to take this one.
Rivers versus Remo.
Rivers United versus Remo Stars is going to be very, very tough. Both sides are unbeaten in their last 6 games. Remo Stars need a win very badly. Rivers United, if they get a win, it takes them to 6 points and very likely to defend their title. Remo Stars to win.
That's Pasha. He's been Pasha. He has links to the club, so he's biased. But we'll see. We'll see if he will come out right. Yeah. Bendel Insurance against Sunshine Stars.
Bendel Insurance, my state team. Bendel Insurance to win.
Mike, thanks for being on set with me today, and it's nice having this discussion with you.
Always very nice to discuss the NPFL. It's our league, then we just have to do as much as possible to promote the league.
Sure, definitely. Before we round up the show, let's tell you the moment of Match Day 1. The first moment was Remo Stars manager, Coach Dan. He hits the Cristiano Ronaldo in his team to draw when they got the last minute equalizer. And of course, the second moment is Bendel Insurance, who've set the record for the longest unbeaten run in Nigerian Premier League football history, and that stands at 19 games unbeaten. Congratulations to Bendel Insurance of Benin for setting the new Nigerian League longest unbeaten run record. And that leads us to the end of this preview show. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Express Sport TV and follow us on all our social media platforms. From everyone here, it's goodbye.